Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Black Panther and the Crew, issue number 6, sadly, of 6. That's it. The story's actually ended right now, and it's not fair. It's not fair. Guys, basically, Ta-Nehisi Coates was able to wrap up the story as best he possibly could, considering that he was only going to be allowed to finish this arc. Now, the problem with this is that you could see that this arc very clearly was not meant to be the end of the story. And that's just really disappointing. It is what it is, circumstances being what they are, sales being what they are. But when push comes to shove, the story, this arc itself suffered because it had to be the entirety of the story. And there was clearly so much more here. The way that this wrapped up, it kind of had one of those silly little endings where everybody just goes, we are the streets. That was literally like the last word spoken. And, everybody's just doing this little cool pose in front of Liddell's. And they're, like Luke Cage has the worst of them all. He's got his hands raised with the palms straight up and he's looking up like, he's being blessed from manna in the sky and all that stuff, man. Like it's cheesy. That's the thing about it. It's cheesy. But again, it's nobody's fault. It's no one person's fault. It's just the story had to kind of wrap up and they had to do the best they could to wrap it up as best they could. So it's a shame that the arc itself suffered because it had to be brought to an end so quickly. Basically, it turns out Malik was actually the bad guy. He wound up apparently killing his own uncle, Uncle Ezra. That's messed up. Like that's messed up, and Hazel is still blaming Misty Knight. Like she's actually pointing the finger at Misty Knight, and yeah. So like this was obviously supposed to be something that was gonna go on a lot more, and just like it was. There were a couple things in here that were wrapped pretty well. Like she was like, Misty was saying, I just need to go home. And clearly this was going to turn into some kind of a lawsuit. Or at least I'm thinking it would have turned into a lawsuit. She'd have to, spend some time in court and deal with, misjustice there and all that stuff. But no, it had to be like, yeah, she still blames you, but she's not going to press any charges. She just doesn't have any faith in the law anymore. Yeah, I think that... I think that's a lot more to do than just the law in and of itself. Of course, there's a problem there, but yeah, Malik wasn't the law, man. So yeah, he winds up jumping off the building, screaming "Hail Hydra." This didn't actually have anything to do with the Secret Empire. This was just its own thing, and it's a shame, man. There were so many roots dug deep into this that to me, it honestly feels like it's a crime that this didn't get to continue. Like, this is a crying shame, because to have that much conspiracy, it would be like my wife and I like, what is it called? Law and Order SVU. And imagine there is a really cool case there, or whatever your favorite crime drama is, whatever. Or even let's say it's a movie, and a half an hour before you're supposed to get the real wrap up, they're like, yeah, we're not going to continue with the series. Sorry, wrap it up right now. That's what this felt like. This should, not just could, this would have been, just so much more. Unfortunately, life is filled with what ifs, especially Marvel Comics. Hopefully this does get a future life. Hopefully Ta-Nehisi is able to weave some of this into the Black Panther series or just something else. Like, this is kind of a shame. You know what? Honestly, I would recommend this being turned into a novel. I would recommend that Ta-Nehisi just sit down, chill out, and just write this in novel form and let the story continue that way. That's something I would invest in. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to give this series overall a B+. It should have been so much better. Again, no individual's fault, I imagine, but whatever, man. The story still suffered because of it. Anyway, guys, still good. I loved it. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.